Okay, loyalty missions, check. Did we buy the armor upgrade for our dragon?
I don't believe the White Dragon will be participating in the coming events. It's unfortunate, but they just couldn't work it into the game budget.
Ugh. Budget cuts. So much cut content. What are you gonna do?
I mean, shit, you saw Zella's side quest. Where do you think the budget went?
Point.
Anyway, I guess at some point, while we were doing all this, they came up with a plan?
Well, everyone.
That's news.
Our situation isn't exactly favorable.
This isn't news, but...
Indeed not. Each nation's food and medicine supplies are running low.
Our soldiers are exhausted. They won't last forever. We have to do something.
Oh, you think?
Indeed. We have little time left.
Our apologies for keeping you waiting. Preparations are complete. All nations are ready.
Then we've prepared in time.
This did not sound like the intro of a lot of people who are aware that there is a
We
plan.
appreciate your assistance.
You have a plan for attacking Core Hydra Castle?
Right?
You told us Melodia used the power of the 5 islands to release the End Magnus. I suggest we use that same power to counteract the power of the evil god, and to pierce the shield surrounding Core Hydra Castle.
Right. Yes. Of
You are
course.
suggesting that we gather the power of the End Magnus remaining in each island and throw it at the shield?
Exactly.
The power in the islands.
That would be folly.
Obviously.
Now that the End Magnus have been released, each island is barely kept afloat by its remaining power. If that power was to be depleted, the islands could fall.
Look, nobody said that this was a good plan.
We are all well aware of the dangers involved.
I mean, not only is it not a good plan, it seems to have been
Something soon, though.
pulled out of nowhere by the writers at the last minute, which, okay, would be in keeping, but also,
Definitely need my help.
Lord Rodolfo,
You came.
Of course I did. How could I hide myself when there's a battle to be won?
Wow, listen to him. He only agreed to help after some serious threatening on our part.
You may remember Lord Rodolfo from the very beginning of the game, in which he was a literal bootlicker for the Empire.
By the way, what has
Yeah.
become of the Empire? Who will take charge?
We can't expect too much from them. We will have them assume their positions, just in case. But now that Gelderblame is gone, there is no one to lead the people and bring out the full potential of that island.
I'm not sure how much we can accomplish with the power of 4 islands, but we must do what we can.
can we just put one of our guys on the case? I mean, do we actually have a use for
probably be the first and the
a
last
use for
time
Lude right now?
such a feat. Let us join together and give them.
I mean, that would be extremely awkward. Like, we would have to execute this whole plan and then, like, break through the shield and then, like, go back and pick him up before we went in the final dungeon and, like,
Into the Core Hydra.
you don't want to have to route the logistics like that. It's just not good.
Please save my Melodia. Please save her soul.
We will.
We'll do our utmost. The final battle will take place tomorrow. The fate of the world is in our hands.
There's one thing I don't understand.
Just one.
Melodia and Malpertio seem to have somehow linked their minds together. Any ideas why or how?
Yeah. She used Gelderblame to unseal the 5N Magnus and resurrect Malpertio. No doubt about that.
Maybe she was first linked with the N. Magnus and Mira.
That's a possibility. According to Giacomo, Dr. Georg had a special power, probably induced by the N. Magnus in the lava caves. He devoted himself to his experiments as if a man possessed, until he created Callus and Fee.
What's your point?
My point is that something tells me both Melodia and Dr. Georg were controlled by the will of Malpertio, whether they were aware of it or not.
Yeah, maybe.
Yet, if that were indeed the case, it would be quite puzzling. On one side, we have Melodia and her cohorts attempting to unleash the N. Magnus and take over the world. On the other, we have Dr. Georg, striving to create a being who could bring about Malpertio's destruction. If both are controlled by Malpertio, why would they be in contradiction?
So we've established that the absurd hypothetical that you're bringing up is absurd.
Dr. Georg's experiments were aimed at creating a Magnus of life. This would be the exact opposite of the N. Magnus, which are symbols of death and destruction. My point is that Callus and Malpertio may have been destined to fight one another. In that sense, Callus could be said
Okay,
to
but
be
what
a bad
if
omen for
we
Malpertio.
retconned everything that has happened so far to make this like a big Destiny thing?
I mean,
way of the world.
what if?
Come again?
I think Steve from the writing team was definitely got a promotion after today.
Everyone lives with contradictions of some sort or another.
The true plot hole was the friends we made along the way.
And loyal to others. And the urge to drop everything, lie back, and care about nothing.
Oh.
When you think about it, all the aspects of this that don't make any sense are actually what gives them the most meaning.
To feel secure.
I appreciate that Jella's gonna spend most of this cutscene just subtweeting everyone else in the party.
But at the same time, we simply want to abandon them. We want to live on, but also want to give up and die.
Same.
Love and hatred. Melodia and Callus. She is Malpertio's curse to the world. Callus must be his prayer.
She's his curse, and I'm his prayer.
Yes. I won't claim to know for sure what Malpertio thinks and desires, but something tells me that's how it is.
Something.
Callus and Melodia. Us and them.
I mean, I would like to know what this something is, Jella, to be completely honest.
Hell, it may not even matter who wins. Is everything just a game, determined at the whim of some god, enjoying himself at our expense? Are we just pawns caught up in the mess, whether we like it or not?
It's like we're all at the whims of some kind of writer
This is no game.
who's trying to figure out what to do and needs to pull together a last-minute arse pull.
At stake. It's the final fight by gods who were destroyed 1,000 years ago. He's dead serious. Believe me.
Okay then.
I hope you enjoyed that 3-second look at Core Hydra. I really like what they've done with the decor there.
It's very
Well,
purple.
this is the big day. The end of the line. Hey, listen. This may be it for us. We've been through a lot together, and it was a hell of a ride, thanks to you. I owe you one.
I feel like you've done more to make this a hell of a ride than I have, frankly.
I'm glad to hear that. We'd never have made it without you. That night, way back, in the Forest of Spirits. I'm glad it was you who came to me. Really glad.
Well, we wouldn't have been in this mess in the first place if it wasn't for you, so,
It'll all be over by this time tomorrow. Whether we manage to stop them or whether they end up killing us, everyone needs to say goodbye someday. So, before that time comes, let's go out with a bang. We can do this, together. Okay? Let's get going.
Fuck it, why not?
I mean, we're all gonna die anyway. We might as well give him hell before we do. Is one way to approach the ancient evil god.
So, how many side quests opened up at this exact point?
I mean, if I was going to do any more side quests, I might have an answer for you. But, I think we have exhausted pretty much everything that we were going to call meaningful content from this game, frankly.
I mean, I don't disagree, but I'm still curious. Like, this is exactly what games of this era like to do. Is it right at the very edge of the point of no return, they just open up a million things. I'm still not over Symphonia.
We're all set. Just give the word.
Very well.
Well, I mean, if you want to compare this to Symphonia, there is a moment coming up, probably 2 videos from now, that is a more appropriate... So how many things are we expected to do that aren't the final boss?
I see.
To walk another day with our heads held high.
Do you have the slightest idea what it's like to walk with your head held high?
I'll be fine. Please stay and protect Queen Corellia.
Be careful, my queen.
You too.
Good luck, Your Majesty.
Well... there it goes, I guess.
This is it.
I gotta say, this plan is,
Flawless?
Yeah, I mean, yes, it is perfect in every way, but also, I would love to know how exactly this is even supposed to work, because... well, you'll see. You'll see.
Did they ever decide what they were going to do to counteract the possibility of the islands all falling out of the sky and literally everybody dying? Or did they just like, well, everyone's literally gonna die anyway, so, you know, might as well be by our hand?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they chalked that one up to an acceptable risk.
Fair enough. So,
So we're just gonna, like, literally pull all of the continents together?
this looks fine. Like, mind the impact there.
I'm pretty sure Mira is literally sticking, like, halfway through the shield at this point.
I mean, it would be Mira, wouldn't it?
Is everyone ready?
No, everyone's dead.
On your word.
Anyway, please pay no attention as to how these people are communicating,
Anytime
despite them being on literal different continents.
Definitely don't pay attention to the possible ramifications of basically just ramming the fireplace into the ice place. On which note, I'm pretty sure the method of communication that they're using is they're all like within a couple meters of each other now, so they can just talk normally. Anyway, it sure is satisfying to see all of these little details that have been carefully laid out by the plot up until now coming together to all pay off at once and explain what the hell's going on here, because I sure would be lost if I didn't know all of that stuff. That would be real bad.
I mean, this is just sensible design, you know? The islands could always have their power be channeled into giant lasers that can be aimed directly at the big shield around Core Hydra. You just never thought to ask if that was a possibility.
I mean, I thought it was just such a clever plan that it took them all this time to come up with it.
No, it's not working.
I told you we should have just dumped Liud on the other island.
The powers of 4 continents weren't enough, it seems.
Oh no! Why now?
Prepare yourselves.
The shield is still up. They'll never get in.
It's not working? Isn't there something we can do?
We have failed.
Man, it sucks that nobody other than us is capable of holding off basic mobs.
This is the end of the road, it seems.
So who's gonna make an 11th hour reappearance?
What is that?
It is coming from Alphard, the power of its end Magnus.
Is it the third Lord of Shadow? I can't remember his name.
Who would be able to
You know that guy, though.
Alphard's power?
I mean, the voice acting is about as good, but no, we got Chucklefuck A and B back.
Control down here.
Amy! This island is in good hands. No need for worry.
I prefer my version.
Stay sharp. The fight has just begun.
Man, look who's got all the competent soldiers.
Gildeblame's men.
You're giving us the power of the end Magnus. Don't worry, we can do it.
Yep. Piece of cake.
Thank you. We are counting on you.
Look at these two having a purpose.
Rally yourselves, all of you. Charge!
Right!
Yes.
Anyway, I guess this, like, tips the concentration of energy over a critical point that makes the whole shield just break.
Man, that's one tough cookie to crumble.
We know how JRPG laser defense works.
Just a little more. You're almost there.
I mean, is the implication that Jella could always see how much strength the shield had and couldn't have told them, like, right from the outset? Nah, actually this isn't gonna work.
I'm not sure that any of this is deliberate enough for there to have been an implication.
They got through!
Also, wow, that was some incredibly underwhelming VFX.
Let's go!
Look, they worked really hard on that big rainbow shield. They didn't want to, like, just get rid of the whole thing. So they just made a hole in it. Don't worry about it.
Man, we expect pointless flashiness from the GameCube GPU. That's what it was for.
We did it!
We're counting on you, Callus. All of us.
You know, especially since none of us actually have a purpose anymore.
Please be
But,
careful.
you know, good luck.